again for another Ag in the Courtroom. And Dr. Roger McEowen from Washburn School of Law. He is an ag law and taxation professor. Dr. McEowen, always great to catch up with you. It's hard to believe we're already into another month.
Yeah, January's gone and we're in the fifth week of the year already. It's incredible.
Well, Dr. McEowen, last month when we talked about the not quite top 10 list of activities that went on, kind of ag developments in the legal ease.
Yeah.
So let's get to the top 10 list, and let's start out with number 10.
Yeah, number 10 on my list, Ken, is the announcement that was made in the middle of 2020 that the Department of Justice was going to investigate the Meatpackers. And this is at the request of 11 state attorneys general across the country. And what they were looking at was that the four largest beef processors control right at 80% of the U.S. beef processing. And they were looking at prices, and they noticed that boxed beef prices had recently more than doubled, while live cattle prices had dropped approximately 20% over the same time frame. Now, that doesn't mean that we have a violation of any antitrust law or Packers and Stockyards Act. Could be economic conditions, but at least they were calling for a look into this. So if there's anything that comes out of that investigation, that could be very positive to livestock producers as well as consumers throughout the nation. But I would just remind people that investigations into the meatpacking industry actually started back in the 1880s, and we're about 135, almost 140 years down the road from those. So it's kind of more of the same, but that could be a big development. That's why I park it at number 10.
Well, that's a big one. So that means the rest of them must be big as well. So what about number 9?
9, I've got conservation easements here. This is a popular tax technique for landowners. It's popular in Kansas with the Kansas Land Trust and other types of organizations like that, for which you can donate a perpetual easement on your land to a qualified charity. You can still continue to farm it, graze it, but you get a nice tax deduction for the value of that easement, and basically the difference in value of your land without the restriction compared to the value of your land with the restriction. The reason I have this at number 9 is that there are over presently 150 of these cases at the U.S. tax court. The IRS challenges the deductions that are claimed in these cases. They do not like the whole concept of conservation easements. And so they pick at the corners on these, and you've got to dot every I and cross every T and make sure your deed language is absolutely precisely correct in accordance with the existing Treasury regulations, because the IRS examines every one of these and they will litigate. And I just saw 2 more of these this past week. So there's a lot of trouble with these, although it can be a very beneficial tax provision for people. You just have to be very, very careful.
We're talking with Dr. Roger McEowen. He is an ag law and taxation professor at Washburn. We're starting in this top 10 of developments with the Ag in the Courtroom series. Let's take a break, come back with more in just a moment.